So hi guys, this is pretty much the calm before the storm. Today we are preparing for Hurricane Dorian. This is not a part of the preparation. The fact that Sam is cutting Joshua's hair. Usually he cuts it, sometimes Jamal will cut his hair too. That's Jamal and Sam's job to cut the hair of all the boys, and of course you all know that Jamal cut Sam's hair. So between Jamal and Sam, everybody's hair gets cut.
Well, for me, this is emergency prep.
Is this emergency prep for you?
Yeah, it's kind of therapeutic.
We've been under a lot of stress, right?
Yep.
A lot of stress trying to prepare for this storm. How's it going there, Josh?
Good.
Good so far? Hey, Imani, how's it going? So how are you feeling about the storm?
I kind of don't feel like it's real.
I'm paying very close attention to the track of the storm to see if it's actually necessary for us to evacuate or not. But Imani and Jamal are adults now. Imani's 22 and Jamal is 21. So I'm gonna leave the choice up to them this year. And
Hurricane party.
she says they're gonna have a hurricane party. I'm sure that's not gonna happen. I've got cameras all over this house, but exactly, the power might go out and then I won't be able to monitor what the heck's going on in the house. So
No connection.
what difference would that make, right? So anyways, Jamal and Imani did say that they are going to sit this one out at home. So I'm a little nervous about that because whenever we have to evacuate, they always come along with us. I usually like to evacuate because I have very small kids, as you all know. And I'm sorry?
Should probably buy some hurricane snacks or something.
We've got lots of stuff.
We do?
We prepared. We've got cookies and we've got... Yeah, we've got granola bars, we've got cookies, we've got chips, we've got dry cereal, we've got canned goods, we've got Vienna sausage. What else did we get, guys?
Beans.
Yeah, beans, canned vegetables. We were gonna put the hot dogs in a cooler so that, you know, if we lost power, that we could at least grill the hot dogs. Yeah, I bought noodles so we can always, you know, put it over the grill and let it boil. And then we have some spaghetti sauce, you know, simple things that we can do on the grill just to keep us going. We've got about, what, 10 loaves of bread and we've got a lot of stuff. You got peanut butter and jelly, you know, things that you would be able to survive on an event that we lost power and you couldn't get out the house and get to a store or anything like that. So we've got lots of stuff. We went shopping. We got lots and lots of water. We prepared in the event that we have to stay or we decide that we're not going to evacuate. So you have to be prepared either way. When's the last time you were in a really bad storm?
Hurricane Charlie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that hurricane traumatized me for life. Like, it took me a minute to not be afraid of any kind of rain coming from the sky.
Oh boy.
It traumatized me, I can tell. I was in the bathroom talking about, I don't want to die.
They were. That was in 2004.
In 2004.
You guys were in the bathroom, hunkering down, crying.
Thought this was it. It's over for.
Yeah, it was pretty scary because our windows broke out. We had lots of trees down and on the car, and it was awful. It was really, really scary. That was like my first experience with hurricanes in the state of Florida. And ever since then, I always take hurricanes seriously. I'm not complacent when it comes to these storms because you don't know what they're gonna do. Are you nervous about staying, Imani? No.
It's only because I mean, last time we evacuated, I didn't want to evacuate. The last 2 times we evacuated, I didn't want to. Because, you know, evacuation, you need a budget for that, and I don't have it. It's a lot of work, a lot of driving, a lot of preparing last minute.
Yeah.
And then getting hotels, and then wondering when you're going to be able to get back home, because everyone just wants to get back home really quick.
Exactly.
Get back to work.
The traffic is always awful.
Oh my God. The traffic we were evacuating, was it last year?
No, I think it was Irma.
Like, the traffic was so bad that, like, I wanted to scream. No one was moving at all. It was like 2 inches. A parking lot.
It was. It was. Even going into like the rest areas.
I could have walked all the way back home and back to the spot that we were parked in on the highway and the time that it took us to move 3 feet.
And that's true. That's how bad it was. This is not an exaggeration.
We may as well just go back home.
Right.
Get out.
Yeah, it makes you want to just give up.
While we're on the road.
Yeah. We all had that feeling like we just wanted to give up and say, never mind. Maybe our chances are better at home.
People started just driving the shoulder. I don't even know if that's allowed. Are people allowed to do that?
No.
Maybe to like get around, like, I don't know. But people were legitimately using the shoulder as a whole lane.
Yeah, and that's not legal.
We were doing it though.
And we're giggling about it now, but it is a stressful situation. It's a stressful time to have to evacuate from a storm and the preparation that's involved. But I'm going to take you guys around a little bit so you can see some of the preparation that we've made so far for this storm. And like Imani was saying, even like with getting hotels, because you have such a large volume of people trying to evacuate from different places. Yeah.
No one has vacancy.
Right. So it's even difficult.
So like you evacuate to a place and you can't even stay anywhere. Like
exactly. You're like driving for forever just looking for a place that actually has a vacancy. And even when you call ahead, because we did that too, every hotel from Alabama and Atlanta and Tallahassee, everybody said they were booked. We pretty much took our chances and just drove out of the area that was supposed to be impacted for safety. So we said, okay, let's just go somewhere in hopes that someone would have canceled. And that's how we wound up actually finding a hotel. We have had lots of people sending messages and praying for our safety. And we do appreciate all of your prayers. We are paying very close attention to Hurricane Dorian. Initially, models showed Florida getting a direct hit, but that is no longer the case. The storm has taken a more eastward shift. So now most of the models have Dorian's track coming up along the East Coast and making landfall in South Carolina and Georgia. And I've spoken to my mom who lives in South Carolina. She seems a little bit edgy, Imani. She's like, they're not gonna make me spend my money going crazy over a storm. So I'm like, praying for her safety as well, because people become complacent. They wind up putting in all the work to prepare for a storm or evacuate, and they become complacent because nothing big came out of it. Mm-hmm. So, and that's really not the right attitude to take, especially with these storms, because these storms can bring a lot of damage and fatalities, and it's not something you want to play with or become complacent about. You want to take these storms seriously and know the potential danger that you're putting yourself in if you don't prepare. Even though the new projections show landfall likely in South Carolina and Georgia, we are not out of the woods yet. Florida is still in the cone of uncertainty. So we have taken all precautionary measures. We're not letting our guards down because hurricanes are so dynamic. They shift and change. Depending on high pressures coming in from the west or north, it could easily shift westward, and then Florida can then be placed again in the line of fire for a direct hit from Dorian. If it does not make landfall in Florida, we are still bound to be impacted significantly with strong winds, lots of rainfall, tornadoes, a lot of inclement weather coming off of this system. In the meantime, we have braced ourselves for the worst. So just wanted to say thanks again for all of your prayers, and we are praying for all in the path of this storm. Stay safe and God bless.
Everyone who's watching the video, you're invited to the hurricane party. The date is still a little shaky whenever it decides to hit. But really, everyone just stay safe no matter where you're at, whether you decide to evacuate or stay. Say your prayers and stay safe. So behind the bar, we have all this water. I didn't even know that we had water. I was thinking we were gonna dehydrate during this. Wait, that's not water. Anyway, but we got a lot of water, guys, for the hurricane party. So pull up, right, Charlie? Mm-hmm. We're gonna have a hurricane party.
No, it's gonna be awful.
Don't be so negative.
Of course, Imani's joking about the hurricane party. There's not going to be a hurricane party, but I guess she's just trying to keep it light and positive here. So anyways, yeah, this is the water that we were able to get. And today is Saturday. We actually got this water on Thursday. And believe it or not, Thursday, the shelves in most places was completely empty of non-perishable items, water, and canned goods. So it wasn't easy getting this water, and then they started rationing the water out, which made it even worse. Per person, you can only have 2 cases. As you all know, we have an extremely large family, so 2 cases of water would not have done for us. Of course, we had to be a little creative and get Jamal to go in for 2 cases. I had to go in for 2 cases. Sam had to go into for 2 cases. So pretty much how we got most of the water. Hurricane Dorian should be impacting the Bahamas sometime tomorrow, Sunday, September 1st. And as the storm approaches, our hearts go out to the Bahamas. So far, we're no longer projected to get a direct hit. We are still within the cone, so we will be impacted significantly from this storm. You really can't say for sure what's going to happen because these types of things are so dynamic. They change very easily. A slight shift westward can pretty much change everything. In fact, during the storms of 2004, I believe it was Hurricane Charlie, it was projected, I believe, to come through Tampa. We pretty much had no idea that this storm was going to barrel straight through Central Florida. The forecast did not forecast it as doing such. We were not supposed to get the worst of it, but it shifted, and we learned a valuable lesson from that point, that we know that these things can shift and they can change. So we are preparing ourselves just in case. So let's go and see what else we've done to prepare for the storm. It is very dark in this portion of my house, and the reason why is because Sam and Jamal boarded the window, so we're not getting any natural sunlight back here. The windows in the dining room has been boarded as well, so no natural light. Yesterday we also trimmed the palm trees because we don't want anything turning into a flying projectile and breaking out our neighbors' windows. As you can see, we've boarded our windows. We're not done. We'll probably finish today or tomorrow. We didn't do the upper level yet. We may not have to do the other windows. We're just gonna pay attention to the track and see if it's gonna be necessary to do the rest of the house. But we had already put these boards up when Florida was projected to get a direct hit. Okay guys, see, we are keeping it on the Weather Channel so that we could stay on top of what's going on with the storm. Extremely slow moving storm, and that is absolutely the worst kind. If you're gonna get hit, you want it to come through, you want it to move quickly, do what it's gonna do, and get out of there. The fact that this is a very slow moving storm just makes things so much worse. This is Hurricane Dorian 2019. Look at that, 150 miles per hour winds. It is a category 4, and this is a very strong category 4. 156 would bump it to a category 5. So it's only 6 mile per hour winds away from a category 5, which is the highest category that storms have been recorded at. Not good, not good at all. But here is along the East Coast is where it's supposed to be traveling. Florida is still in the cone. So look at that, there's the path. So we're still gonna get some weather off of it if it maintains this path, but looks like Charleston and that area, they may get the direct hit rather than us. So we'll see. I'm praying for everybody. How's it going, Sam?
Hey, pretty good.
Good. So let's see what you've done to Joshua's hair. Is he done?
Joshua, come over here and check.
You're all done with that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at it. Ooh, look at how handsome you are. Let's see it. Turn around, turn around.
Gave him a little fade there.
Oh, cool. Daddy did a good job.
Jamal did it once, didn't he?
Did he?
I'm pretty
Did
sure.
Jamal give you a fade once before?
Maybe.
I think you're right. I remember
Not-
that.
I don't know, maybe not that tight. But I think he,
Not that type, but he did give him a fade before.
yeah.
Yeah, the style was a little bit different though. But yeah,
He looks great with his new hair.
you look awesome.
Looks good.
You're so handsome.
I need to shampoo Charlie's hair now and get her all spiffy.
Mm-hmm.
And right now it's Miller time.
Is that what that is? It looks like Corona time. That's not Miller time.
There's no Corona time. Thursday morning, I started making sure things were done. Actually, Wednesday night, I gassed up Dre's car. Wasn't it Wednesday night?
I believe. No, I think it was Thursday.
It was Wednesday night when I went out and got the Chipotle. It was a good thing that I gassed up Joretta's car, because the very next day I went out to get gas for my car, and there was only one gas station that actually had gas in our area, and I had to wait in the line for about 20 minutes to get to the pump, which wasn't that bad. And they had it pretty organized, and but yeah, the situation is getting pretty bad. They're still getting deliveries. Some of the stations that were completely shut down. And then the other day I went shopping until my legs fell off, pushing a shopping cart around 3 or 4 different stores, trying to find water and food and trying to find something. I'm not used to shopping for any kind of a disaster like this, or potential disasters. So I had to think of some things that would work, you know, and Joretta gave me some pointers. Even though she never sits out any storms, she leaves every single time.
But we have to be prepared in the event that we do stay. Right, and you know what? Why you have to be? No, you want to know why you have to be prepared too, Sam? Because when you return back home, a lot of times the power is still out. It's important to get the food anyway, because you may be out of power for weeks at a time. In most cases, an advisory is sent out warning against using or drinking the tap water immediately after a major storm like that, because the water can be contaminated. So it may take a minute for them to test the water and clear the water for your area as drinkable. So you do need your own supply of water. I think what's recommended is 1 gallon per day for each person in your family.
Right.
Right.
I don't want to experience a devastating storm firsthand.
I did learn my lesson after sitting through some of the storms of 2004 to take these storms more seriously. It's better to be safe than to be sorry. Here are some of the things that we have in our pantry. We've got lots of snacks, granola bars and Fig Newtons, cookies, graham crackers, Ritz crackers, cereal. We've got lots of bread. We got potato chips, applesauce, tuna, Spam, Vienna sausages, lots of canned goods. Typically, we're not canned food eaters, but for the purposes of the storm, we had to stock up on lots of non-perishable things that we could eat if we lose power. This is just a few of the things that we purchased. We've got things stocked away in the cabinets as well. So whatever doesn't fit in the pantry, we put inside of the cabinets. By the time we got to the supermarket, most of the shelves were empty, and that was Wednesday, or was it Thursday?
It was Thursday.
So we got what we could. We got what was left.
To find water, I think I went to 5 or 6 different stores until I finally found the mad rush for the bottled water, and they were only giving us 2 cases. So we had to make, I had to come home and get Joretta so that she could buy 2 cases as well, because we have so many people in our house.
I did talk about that earlier. We've got a few gallons of water in here, so we've got plenty of water. With a storm of this magnitude, we are expecting to lose power. We're not sure how long we're going to be out of power, so we just have to be prepared.
32-gallon garbage can.
Okay, so 30.
It's never been used for anything, so I'm going to wash it out and put the water in here that we're going to use to flush the toilets if we need to, and whatever else we need water for. So that's the plan. Yesterday I spent maybe 2-3 hours trimming all the trees in the yard. I had to make a trip to the dump. I had so many of the palm fronds to haul away. We're getting something from it right now. I mean, every now and then we get this weird misty rain looking stuff, and it's still, the sun's still shining, and it's not a normal Florida day. There's a different weather pattern than the usual.
Do you plan on grilling if we lose power?
sure. Obviously, I've stocked up on charcoal and I got everything ready to go.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't get too windy. If it's really, really windy, I guess there won't be any cooking.
Right, you know, that's another thing. We need to fill up our coolers with ice.
Right.
That way we can put the hot dogs in there and stuff like that.
In case we lose power.
Yeah.
And I don't have a generator, so.
Yeah, we don't have a generator. Okay, so yeah, we're keeping an eye out on this storm. Yep, see that? During intensifying near Category 5, growing threat for Georgia and the Carolinas now. Oh boy, I'm definitely 100% praying for them as well.
We don't want to have anything blowing around. It'll take out the windows and the screen.
Yeah, that's another concern. The furniture. We're gonna have to take the umbrellas and all of the patio furniture and put it inside of the garage. Patio furniture here and over there as well. And we're gonna also have to push the grill back there as well. Sam, we can't forget the tiki torches have to come down, and we're gonna have to take out the bulbs and the string lights because we don't want the wind causing it to push up against the beams of the screen enclosure and wind up breaking, and then there's glass inside of the pool and all over the place. Preparation for the pool, the only thing that we actually plan on doing is draining the water some. We're going to try to guesstimate what the rainfall might be, and I'm sure we're not going to hit the mark, but we can only do the best that we can. We'll drain it a few inches, maybe 3 inches or so, and take it from there. And if we're home, we'll just keep an eye on it. If we're not home, to drain it additionally, we would just have to leave it up to these drain lines on the pavers to drain off the rest of the water.
If you get 50, 60 mile an hour winds, it's probably going to blow the hell out of these screens. They're going to pop out. I mean, I'm just guessing. I don't remember what the frame on the screen enclosure is rated for, but I mean, you can it'll probably tolerate at least 100 mile an hour winds.
You think?
Oh yeah.
Okay, the frame, but not the screen itself.
Not the screen.
Okay, so the screen may get blown in or out. We may lose the screen, but we still should have the frame, hopefully, yeah. And I keep referring back to Hurricane Charlie in 2004. We had a tennis court on our property, and it actually bent the metal of that court completely. The winds.
Tennis or the basketball?
It was a basketball court and a tennis court, actually. So you know how it was gated off, and it has the iron poles or whatever that material's made of, the steel poles there. It actually bent all of those poles. It was the fence, everything was bent, yeah. The problem is, because it's a slow, smooth moving storm, you're gonna have these sustained winds for a long period of time. So even if your home may be able to sustain, 60 mile per hour winds at 6 to 8 hours, who's to say what it's gonna do for 12 hours.
If you look at the radius of that storm, didn't they say it was like 105 miles out? There was going to be potential for damage and high winds. So
right.
So if it goes up the coast, the east coast of Florida, we're definitely going to be within the cone of the hurricane.
Well, we definitely are.
And at least the outer edge of it.
Right, we are definitely in that cone.
If it's traveling at 12 miles an hour, 105 times 2, that's 210 miles. 210 miles at 12 miles an hour, what is that? 210 divided by 12, Greta.
I'm not doing the math. I'm doing math right now.
It's going to take a while for that storm to get past us.
Yeah.
It's going to be creeping along unless it picks up some speed. So, anyway, we're still going to keep on working here, and we've got a lot more to do.
So we got everything off of the patio. It's all empty. Here we have Jamal and Jordan helping Sam to board the back windows. We got all of the patio furniture packed back here. Sam didn't think it would fit, but I'm pretty good at packing things very tight. So it's a lot of work now, but it's gonna be a lot of work when we're having to put everything back together. So yeah, we took the screen from the back door off as well because we don't want that blowing off. It's a good thing we have a pretty large garage and it has that tandem area back there, so we were able to clean that tandem area up and store everything back there. We could still fit at least 2 of our cars in the garage once all is said and done. So I am about to take down the safety fence because we don't want that warped or bent with any high winds. So we've got sandbags, and these are just the ones we're going to put at the back door, and there's some more sandbags in the garage, and we will use those in certain areas around the house as well. I'm almost all done with taking down the safety fence. As you can see, I've just got that little small section over there to do. Here goes the sections of the child safety fence, and we're going to store the child safety fence in the garage. It is now Sunday, September 1st. The hurricane is now impacting the Bahamas, and the strength of the storm is at 180 mile per hour winds. It is a category 5. It's a strong category 5. And again, my heart goes out to the Bahamas and everyone in the affected areas. I am praying for everyone's safety. These windows are complete over here, and we have 2 more windows left and we'll be done. The last storm we had, we lost our fence, some of our fence panels, so with the strength of these winds, I'm not sure what to expect. We will definitely get some very strong winds off of the storm, even if we are just receiving some of the outer bands of the storm. So we're just trying to prepare for the worst. Hopefully the worst doesn't come.
Understand in the morning whether or not if there's going to be mandatory evacuations. The next couple of days, the next few days, students are not going to be in school. Of course, Labor Day, and a lot of people are going to want to go out to the beach. That's not going to happen with beaches closing up and down the Florida coastline. We just don't know how bad it's going to be, but chances are somewhere in Florida it is going to be bad, where there's going to be some problems. A matter of how bad it's going to be, we just don't know.
Keep watching. We'll have updates. Keep us in your prayers and everyone else that's in the affected areas. Give us a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. Bye. We'll see you later.